Holy shit.
We are back at half strength. Stin is here. I am here. I am Josh Park. And we are joined by Cole the comedian.
Hello, happy to be back.
Cole is like, you are saving lives over here. You are literally on a schedule like a nurse. I texted him yesterday, hey, can you pod tonight? This is at like 7 a.m. Yes. If you guys need me, I'll be there. Great. This is yesterday. And then plans fell through because Nico's doing his other job. And Kyle's still in Dubai?
Oh, I just checked his location. He's 9,386 miles away in the country of Sri Lanka.
Oh, he's in Sri Lanka now. Okay, so he's in his hometown. He's
in the country, yeah.
He's in Sri Lanka. And then I was like, hey, so sorry, we're not going to do it today. This is at like 4 o'clock. Then today, I was like, are you free tomorrow? He's like, yeah, I'm free. Then today, I forget to text him. At 7:15, I'm like, yo, we're going to pod at 8. Can you make it? He's like, absolutely. And here he is.
The funny thing is, I thought Nico was going to be coming here too because I realized he got home today.
Right.
So I was like, oh, he's probably just not texting me because Nico's going to be home soon. And he'll just be like, let's go. And then I'm just sitting downstairs and I get your text. I'm like, where is Nico?
Yeah.
And then I call him. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm not going. I'm like, well, I guess I better get going then.
Yep. And so, Cole, you are here. You are so committed to our culture here at the Bad Bounce podcast that the first time you did this podcast, you Ubered here.
I did.
And you brought your own dozen beers.
Yep.
I think you drank like 8 of them. You Ubered here.
Just like I'm on the course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Stin, you had quite a week. So
Yeah, it's been a rough week.
yeah. Explain. I'll let you do the honors.
Yeah, I got my wisdom teeth removed on Thursday. I only had 3 wisdom teeth, but the one in my bottom right cheek, the doctor said it was the hardest tooth he's ever had to remove.
Really?
So I've just been dying.
Dude,
but
my tooth is directly sideways. It's like
mine was
70 degrees
directly sideways. Yeah.
Was it bad?
It was. I mean, I don't know how bad it was, to be honest. He was doing the work.
No, for you, like.
Oh yeah.
You,
when I woke up,
I don't care about your dentist.
When I woke up, I was fine. But like 2 hours later, I was taking 2 painkillers at once. I was taking hydrocodone and a 600 milligram ibuprofen, and that did the trick for about the first day. And then
the first one sounds addictive.
It is.
Whatever that sound is, yeah.
This is what people die from.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, that's what the whole epidemic was.
Yeah. Really easy to get. All you got to do is get your wisdom teeth removed and you're good.
Were you loopy at all?
I wasn't really loopy. Like
Okay.
I only took it for like a day and a half because I just didn't want anything bad to happen. And like the last time I took it, I got like really lightheaded and just didn't feel normal. So I just didn't take it again. And then like the pain had kind of subsided.
Sure.
But if I try and open my mouth too wide, it hurts. Everything hurts. Can't chew on that side yet.
What'd you eat?
I haven't been eating. Well, the first few days I was just eating cottage cheese and applesauce. Strict cottage cheese.
I hate cottage cheese.
You have to try it with applesauce. Cottage cheese is not good. I
don't like cottage cheese or applesauce.
What is wrong
Yeah,
with
I'm not
you?
a child.
How do you not like applesauce? Applesauce is like the best food in the world.
If you douse it with cinnamon, maybe.
Yes, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do, yeah.
All right, understandable. But then don't ruin it with cottage cheese.
No, it's good. Well, the cottage cheese, I needed some protein. I need something to fill my stomach up a little bit.
I mean, you'll be ready for retirement life.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, that was one of my favorite snacks, and I felt like I was regressing.
You're not
to my
doing a good job
childhood.
at selling me that the 2 things I don't like are going to be good. Because if that was your favorite snack growing up, and I hated both of those growing up, how am I going to magically like it?
Well, you just have to put them together. That's what you're missing.
Cole's making a face.
No.
If you put them together, it'll taste a lot better.
I mean, I'm going to have to try it because I feel like I'm going to have to get my wisdom teeth out eventually. Did it hurt? Like, were they hurting so you took them out? Or was
it was just
time?
affecting my bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had grown in, and I was kind of putting it off for a long time just because I didn't want to go through this, basically.
I have a friend who had the craziest video. It's so funny, but he was so loopy, and he was just so under the drugs. And my biggest worry is that if I was loopy and they take a video of me and I just say something wrong,
Yeah, I wish my wife took a video of me when she was picking me up, because allegedly I asked some questions about some vices in my life that I wanted right then and there. And the doctor said I had to wait about a week.
Yeah. That's my biggest fear. Like cold come out of your mouth if you were drugged.
I don't want to know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't either.
I'd hope there was something. I hope there's a good part of me in there deep down that even when I'm under whatever drugs it is, it's like, all right, let's bring out the good side of my personality right now. Let's let that side shine for a little.
Yeah. Like, who won the SPGA event this last weekend?
Oh, I forgot.
I would, like, my biggest fear is that if my girlfriend was to pick me up and I'd say something obscene and she would be upset at me for a long time. I feel like there would be, like, tiger clips. Like, oh, Medina.
Yeah. On my way to Riviera.
2005 Masters.
But, like, it would be, like, female names. Like, oh, Valhalla. She's like, who's Valhalla?
Who's Valhalla?
The players. Arnie. It's Arnie week.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of Arnie.
Mrs. Kepka.
Mrs. Kepka.
Speaking of Arnie, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. What an event for Scotty Scheffler. Yeah. I mean, a lot has been made about, obviously, number 1 in strokes gained tee to green, number 1 off the tee, number 5 in putting overall, number 1 in the final round. Fraud or for real? We'll start with you, Cole. Fraud or for real, Scotty Scheffler's putting?
I mean, he still gets it done, even with how bad they say it is. Is the stat they give always putt or strokes gained putting? Or
yeah, so it was like he was literally last at Riviera. This week he was 5th and 1st on the final round. So, and he went to the mallet putter like Rory told him to.
True.
Which I have my thoughts. I'll reserve them. Go ahead.
I don't know. It's
to be determined.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like because he doesn't do that bad even when he's bottom of the list with putting.
He plays great, but his putting is pretty piss
It does
poor.
hinder him. So I feel like I know that strokes gained, all that stuff is accurate, but I feel like it's maybe not the best indicator for someone like Scotty who is hitting and is such a good ball striker that maybe there's a different stat we need to look at, maybe a more rudimentary of just straight putts made as opposed to the strokes gained, which is a more complex statistic.
So I have a couple pro golfers in my life who are on the Corn Ferry Tour, America's Tour, even PG Tour, who are like, he hits it, they know him personally, and they're like, he hits it so well, and like we have had those days where we're hitting it that well. If he does that over and over again, where he's 12, 15 feet, lengths that you don't normally make. Mm-hmm. And I always go back to that sports science thing where the fear of par is greater than the desire for birdie. And people make the same putt for par more often than that putt for birdie. Mm-hmm. That the frustration levels get to you. You start thinking a little bit more. Typically good players miss putts high. You start thinking about that quite a bit. You start trying to adjust your reads. You start trying to adjust your stroke. And by the end of it, next thing you know, you're like, I can't putt. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they totally could be. So what you're saying is that from his great putting rounds to where he is now, or his great putting rounds to where he was before, was probably a thinner line than we realize.
I think so. I mean, we've had those days where you feel like your stroke's the same and they're just dropping all of a sudden. Like, I don't think he necessarily revamped his putting game. I think it's just, they were dropping this week. I don't think. I mean, he hits it so well. Like you said, it's a weird distance. He's leaving himself a lot. Right. It's like, because what's the make percentage from 10 to 15 feet on tour? It's pretty low, right? Lower than you'd think. I think that just comes down to over time. If he puts himself at that length, he'll have weeks like this where he just makes them.
Yeah, fair. Stin? Fraud or for real?
With the putting?
With Scotty's putting.
I think we're in a honeymoon phase right now. I mean, new putter. Yes, he has tried this putter before, but everyone, people that have golfed before know what the honeymoon phase is.
So you're hitting the brakes a little bit too.
I'm hitting the brakes a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to go from he's consistently a poor putter. It's not like I don't see just 1 week all of a sudden he's a good putter now. Like he's going to be top 10 strokes gained putting every week. or maybe even top 25 for that matter.
Yeah.
But maybe over the course of the next few months or year, if he consistently is improving the putting stats, then I will believe it more.
Interestingly enough, I mean, he was top 30 in strokes gained putting in 2022 and before, but he wasn't as good of a ball striker. Just kind of like, and this is when he was like on his come up, winning the match play. If you remember match play, he made everything. Won Augusta.
But that was in his home state.
Well, he can't make putts in home state now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was, and then it just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
4 putt on the 18th hole to win the Masters on.
I mean, is there a better situation to be in life than to be able to 4-putt the 18th green at Augusta?
Yeah. It's tough though, because
I'd ruin it.
And so for me, the whole mallet putter thing, we'll address that first. He's already tried that. I don't know how everyone's forgotten that already.
Yeah, he was trying this like a month ago.
What was this?
2 months ago?
It was a tour
Just
championship.
right before the Olsen.
Yes. I think it was a tour championship.
Yeah.
He was
Because he
trying
went like
mallet.
Mallet Olsen.
And then
Olsen, back to the Scotty.
Olsen, mallet.
He never went back to the Scotty?
Did he?
I thought he went back to the Scotty
He
for
may
like
have.
a week or two.
Yeah. And so he tried the mallet putter. It had a solid face versus this one has a insert in it. It's not that different. He tried it. It didn't work. And then now this week it worked. Brad Faxon was talking about, and Trevor Immelman. Oh no, not Trevor Immelman. Who was it? Luke Donald. We're talking about how he looks
Love
freer.
Luke Donald on the cast, by the
Do
way.
you?
He's pretty good.
We'll talk about that here in a second. He's putting, and you're like, oh, he looks like he's less mechanical, more that he's just kind of seeing the putt and hitting it. And then I saw his stroke on 18 to win. That was stress-free. It was 1.5 feet. I keep bringing this up. And the old low handle, yippy putt, that face must have felt wide open when he hit it.
That heel was outside the center of where the putter
It was going
started.
this way, and he must have felt the face wide open. And then just like lowered the handle, try to straighten it. To me, that was the only putt he hit all tournament where he wasn't thinking.
That looked kind of yippy.
Yes, but I think that's the only tournament he hit all week where he wasn't thinking.
Where he wasn't technical.
Right, where he wasn't technical, was free to just hit it. And when he was free to just hit it, you saw the old stroke come out on a 1-footer.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just Brad Faxon being old. You know,
This
where
is Brad
he's
Faxon,
like,
his old take.
Yeah. He's still like in that Legend of Bagger Vance mode where it's like be the ball kind of stuff. It's like,
Be the ball.
no, like we know more about this. Like you can actually work on the technical.
Yeah, he is
aspects.
pretty big on like, hey, you just want to read and react. And Scotty doesn't take practice strokes, which is really interesting. He just kind of walks up and hits it.
A lot of guys go to that when they struggle putting for some reason.
Just try to free themselves up. And
Does Rory still not take practice strokes?
I don't think he does.
Yeah, because I know he's. That's like the Stockton thing.
That's a
right?
Stockton thing, though. But Scotty just kind of, would walk up and just try to not think as much and hit it. But I still think he's thinking about his technique because his stroke looked a lot better, except for that tap in 1-footer where he probably doesn't have to think about his technique, right? Mm-hmm. So I still think he's in a little bit of limbo with where his stroke's at, to be honest. And I do think it's physical. And would you agree, Stin?
100%. Yeah.
You do think it's physical.
Yeah.
He definitely he talked about it earlier this year, just for the people at home. He lowers the handle going through the ball.
He does. Ever since you said that, it's so noticeable too.
And the toe gets high, and then he has to open the face really hard to try and get that thing straight.
And yeah, if you're trying to control the face when you're putting, it's so hard to putt.
It's so hard to putt.
If you have to think like, oh, I have to get this thing square. Like it's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're hitting a punch cut.
Do you know who putts just fantastic no matter what? This man sitting to my right.
Putting has stayed with me even though I don't practice.
I mean,
I somehow have maintained a pretty good stroke.
Guy can roll the line.
You still use the original ping answer?
I have that because my clubs got stolen. I used to have the Odyssey Versa, the Fang.
What?
I loved that thing. I had it for like 10 years. The grip was down to the metal almost.
Yeah, he striped his putts with that thing.
So you went from like a mallet Odyssey number 7, fairly heavy,
soft
to a super clicky, ultra light ping answer 2.
Yeah,
And just-
it's
it probably
long.
2 inches longer.
Yeah, it
than
looks
what my
way
old putter
longer.
was.
And just roll it.
It's working okay. I'm getting used to it. I feel like I pull him a little right now, but I'm getting used to it.
Okay. I mean, that's quite the change.
If you need a backup, I have the same putter.
Ooh, I would love
yeah.
a backup.
Yeah, it's a little shorter too, I think. Yeah.
The dream.
I think it has lead tape on the bottom, so a little heavier.
Keep talking.
But yeah, with Scotty and his putting, if he were to putt like this, it's game over. We don't know what kind of run he's going to go on, but this is my scientific take. That's just not golf. Golf just doesn't work that way. When you're hitting it that well, you're going to struggle. But God is fair. You're going to struggle with putting.
Yeah, then you work on your putting and your irons suffer.
If he starts hitting the ball if he starts putting that great, his ball striking will probably suffer.
100%. Yeah.
I just don't see it. I don't see it like continuing this way, but at least not at the pace that it's on. Not fifth in strokes gained in one of the best fields.
And to be honest, at the end of the day, his poor putting isn't really affecting his play.
No, if he putts like this, he wins by, what did he win by, 5, 6?
He won by 5.
Playing to the middle of the green all day.
Yeah.
If
He hit so good in that final round too.
Yeah, if he putts, but if he had a one-stroke lead, he would probably be a little more aggressive with his yardages.
Yeah.
And probably end up winning by 5. You know,
Yeah, make the close person.
he was like, he's aiming in between these two towers. Guess where this one went? Right in between the two towers, middle of the green, 30 feet short, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if he was tied for the lead, he would have been more aggressive with his yardages and probably would have hit some great shots. But all this to say, his putting, I still want to wait. I'm not completely sold on it.
There's no way.
It's been 1 week.
1 week doesn't determine a whole season.
Yeah.
He might luck out and he keeps it hot through April.
Yeah.
In which case will be huge for
Which
him.
would be huge. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just trying to, he could still win being 20th in strokes gained
Yeah. Oh yeah.
in an 80-man
It's
field.
when he's last that it's like, all right, this is
Now he's
definitely
last and he
hindering
finishes.
it. Yeah.
If he
Ninth.
loses one
Exactly,
stroke
yeah.
a week putting, he can still win.
He'll win.
Yeah.
He would
Because
win.
what's his average strokes gained from the fairway?
Ooh,
Oh,
from the fairway?
Yeah.
Per round?
Probably
Probably
like
2 or 3.
2.4.
Probably a good amount, right?
2.4 is his total strokes gained, but give me a second. You had to ask the question.
Because if his strokes gained from the fairway is higher than his strokes lost putting, he should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, 100% by definition, right? Well, how about this? Green and regulation percentage, 200 plus. Who do you think is leading the tour in green and regulation percentage, 200 plus? I'll just give you a clue. He's a ping guy.
Sahith?
No.
I don't think so. His short game's too good.
What Simon said? Hovland.
No. Billy Horschel.
What?
Really?
He doesn't even hit it far. He's only like 4 yards. Second of all,
How bad
not
is
a
his
ping guy. Trick question. He's now Titleist.
That's right. Yeah.
Green regular percentage, 100 yards plus, Billy Horschel. Might be good for this week. He's been playing all right.
He had a bad stretch last
He did,
year.
yeah.
Really bad.
Strokes gained. I can't find it. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so Scotty's going to be fine however he putts. You know, he's going to be fine.
Right.
Now, if he putts like this, he wins, right?
Right. Top
Now,
15,
so
top 10.
I'm not trying to hate. He could still win. I just don't know if the putting could be held at this rate. I don't think he has magically turned the corner with the putter, but is this a shot of confidence he's going to improve? Yeah, for sure. I think a big part of it too is the greens were slower. This week they didn't double cut him, and they stayed firm. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of guys are leaving putt short. Scotty was
firm
not.
and slow is tough.
Yeah. Slow for that, of course, right? So I think that helped him. But this course, you love this course, then.
No, I don't.
You don't love this course.
No.
Sawgrass or
Not a
Bay
huge-
Hill?
Bay Hill.
Oh, Bay Hill, yes. I love
You don't
Bay
like
Hill.
Sawgrass?
No, I don't like Sawgrass.
Oh, that's a hot take. I don't like Bay Hill.
Oh my God.
I like Bay Hill okay. Love Sawgrass. though.
Yeah, see, I'm the same way.
Bay Hill's like to me.
Bay Hill's a little-
Sawgrass is dope. Though.
Bay Hill, the best player always wins. Sawgrass, the best
Hot
player.
I would like
Who
to
won-
remind you of
Who
the
won
gentleman.
last year?
The gentleman who marked a 1-inch putt, Kurt Kitsuyama.
That's right. Yeah, that's who it was.
KK.
Best player.
I'll stop at KK. I won't add anything else.
Your favorite player?
Yeah, he almost finished last this week. But no, you're right. Tiger Woods always plays well there. Scotty's won twice there. Mm-hmm. It's just like, it seems a little silly to me. You got to hit a lot of silly shots.
Yeah, I mean, the wraparound par 5.
Wraparound par 5.
Turning into a long hitter's kind of exhibition hole.
You got to hit over the water on 6. Like
that hole's not even that long. Guys that were hitting like 290 drives had 210, 220 in.
For sure. It's like really, really ridiculously tough this year. You love the setup.
Oh yeah.
Firm greens.
Love.
Long rough. I came around on it eventually. Well, I came around it because in the telecast they were saying it's better than Riv. They saying Riv was like you can't even see the ball. Here at least you could see it.
Yeah, I thought. So. I mean, it's so fair. Long rough, firm greens. That's all I asked for.
I just didn't love like the first cut was super long. You know, at least like mow that tight.
No.
They like couldn't get their like if they were putting up against the call, they like couldn't get their putters on it.
Yeah,
be more precise.
Okay. I don't know. I just that course kind of bugs me.
Legit my favorite, maybe my favorite tournament all year so far.
Really?
Course setup wise.
Yeah. I give you that.
In other years, is it that
this year so far? And it was the first time that
I mean, typically always this is kind of one of my favorite courses just because of how they set it up. It's always like you can even see single digit under par win, and I love that personally.
I mean, another podcast that I heard, I can't remember who it was saying like, would you rather see it at Seminole 100%?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd love it to be at
They're
Seminole.
like, would we be okay with them getting completely rid of Bay Hill 100%?
Actually, I take that back because Seminole they'd shoot like 40 under.
Is that it's short, right?
Is it?
Seminole?
Why would they shoot 40 under Seminole? All I remember is the Walker Cup and those boys got.
I mean, that was Hogan's course.
It's just like super windy. If it's not super windy, it's super easy.
Really, like the greens were glass and firm. And
there's no rough, no trees.
True. Yeah.
So where like you can hit it anywhere. It's just a second shot golf course. First shot is pretty irrelevant.
Yeah.
Just from what I've seen from the Walker Cup, it's not a course you really get to see that much.
That's the COVID Walker Cup. It's really interesting because
that's right. Yeah.
They had a bunch of people there, and, you know, if you can get in, and then they didn't have ropes and stuff.
Yeah.
So people were like crowding on every green. It felt like it
was cool.
It felt like when Palmer threw his visor.
Yeah.
What year was that? 70, whatever it was. 6. Yeah. But
before me.
It felt like that. Like it was really interesting. Every hole, like people were crowding the greens in the last hole, like right around the green. It was really cool.
Like old school.
Something LA Country Club could have used.
They did get that way, which leads me to my next segue to my next point. The Netflix Full Swing. Huh. You guys watched it, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. That when Wyndham Clark won, you saw everyone running up into the greens.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the rule, in my opinion. Is it pretty much that it's up to the fans whether they break through the rope or not? Because I was there; it was roped.
I
doubt the security.
To the fans?
Huh?
Yeah, is it really up to the fans?
I don't think they're supposed to, but I don't think the security can stop.
Yeah.
There's
not enough security.
I had a coworker go on the Sunday of it, and he had said somewhere they had said they're gonna let that happen on 18 on Sunday for the league.
Interesting.
But I think in other tournaments, I think it's just up to the fans. Like at Eastlake when Tiger won, that was all up to the fans.
Yeah, the fans just like two fans went through the rope, and the security guy was like, hey, and then everyone was like, screw it.
Yeah, we're all going. It just takes that one leader.
And
that was so that one person to go out.
And how do you stop them? You don't as a security guard.
No.
Yeah, you can't.
No, you just try to stop them from getting to the players.
Right.
Or fucking up a green.
And the fans will respect him enough to be able to be like, hey, well, let's let him finish the hole.
Yep.
Right. What's your take on storming the court? March Madness is...
I mean, I think that's... It's college. It's a tradition.
It's part of the game.
Yeah. And once the game's over, storm it.
But
celebrate.
I think like why you're bringing this up is just because how Caitlin Clark got injured.
Yeah.
Like to a certain extent, I think it's cool. Like but then again, at the same time, how do you police people police players from not getting injured?
When's the next time that you have a super duper star right? And someone's running, and then they trip, and then they trip someone else in front of them, and then that person in front of them trips into next Caitlin Clark's leg. You can't stop that.
Yeah.
Or even worse, Tiger Woods on an injury.
Yeah.
You know, so luckily they didn't storm the green at the Tour Championship.
Yeah.
Luckily, but
They were close.
they were. That was so cool, though. I'm all in.
That was
on
sick. Yeah, and like they did it with Phil when he won.
Yeah.
That PGA.
Yeah, you're right.
Like I think for the big moments, yeah, it should.
I'm all in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm all in
It's
for the
so
big
cool.
moments.
It makes the energy of it so much better
Yeah.
and more memorable.
And it feels like a throwback
Yeah.
to the days of the Hogans and the Arnold Palmers.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's like the greatest game ever played.
Yes.
Francis, we met.
Yes. What do you guys think about Full Swing?
Go ahead.
I liked it. It seemed very Rory heavy.
Yeah. Do you like the first one or the second one?
I feel like the first one they were kind of finding their footing. I feel like this one it was more a season with a direction. Like the first season was each one kind of had its own handful of players, 2 players or whatever. This one had a more arc to it, which was interesting. And like the last 3 episodes were all Ryder Cup focused, which was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. A little painful, but yes, cool.
Yeah. So I like that they kind of developed more stories in this one.
Right.
But I do feel like they could have focused on some other ones and made it less so Rory centric.
Sin?
Yeah, I thought the first season was really good. I liked how it was kind of about the players or like a specific player episode, and it kind of went through that player's mantra of what they do and how they do things. And this season was kind of just all over the place to me. Like it just kept like kind of jumping around. It was like they'd play kind of like the same storyline for each episode, but with like a bunch of different players. Whereas last season it was you're just getting that player for the full episode, you know, whatever week of the year it is, that's the week of the year it is. Kind of like F1 in a sense. And I just thought this season was a little bit of a organized chaos episode to episode.
Is how many Drive to Survive seasons are there now?
6, I think. I think they just
I'm not
dropped
sure.
the 6th one.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So
What do
it's our videographer says is 6. Thank you, Simon.
What did you think of this one?
I liked it. I liked it more. I think the first one was what you liked about it is what I didn't like about it. Too character centric. And I think what Netflix found out very quickly was that golfers are not F1 characters.
No.
They don't have that flair for the dramatic, and they're fairly buddy-buddy. And so I think this season they picked characters that lean into that more.
Yeah.
Less of the
Ricky.
Ian Poulters, less of the, like who try to like ring the bell, like stir the pot a little bit. It's like this pot's not being stirred.
Yeah.
Right. So, and so I think they balanced out the year arc, the story of the year and plugged in characters to that, like you're saying, versus characters being the center, the year revolving around the character. And I personally, I think that's more, I always look at it less as how do I enjoy it and more as how would a fan enjoy it. And I think it's much more palatable for a non-golfer to eat that up. Now, my next question is, does Full Swing help grow golf? Because it was at one point a top 10 show on Netflix this week. I think even right now it's still like 8th. At one point it got all the way up to 4, if I remember correctly. Does it help golf?
I think so, 100%.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And so I think this is the way that it needs to keep going. It's like make it more fan
Because
friendly.
you're getting more viewership to golf.
Right.
Like people turn on Netflix and they see that in the top 10. They're like, oh, like let me turn that on. But no one's going to turn on their TV and go to like NBC or Golf Channel and be like, oh, the Arnold Palmer's going on. Let me turn that on.
Yeah. I think it's probably made people want to watch PGA and Live and kind of see like the differences for themselves now
Yeah.
and kind of follow that drama in real life. Like they might not be like, oh, I want to see Ricky win a major if they don't have any prior knowledge of Ricky, but they'll probably be like, okay, I want to see what's going on with these two things that are clashing. I think that's how it'll grow.
I do wonder why there was no live coverage at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the whole.
PGA is backing this.
Are they?
It felt pro PGA Tour.
It's 100% fully pro PGA Tour.
Although they did
gave Liv a fair, I don't know what you'd call it, but like a fair bone, you know.
Yeah.
They
gave me a good rap. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't smash it or anything, but.
Also, I mean, I think when it was originally, like Jay Monahan brought it up in his, see how I say Monahan now? I think about it every time instead of Monahan. But Jay Monahan, like he brought it up in the presser today. He's like, we partnered with Full Swing in 2018. This is the first time he brought it up. Obviously, COVID happened. So they're kind of in bed together since very early on in the Full Swing days. But now I feel like Full Swing has such leverage to be able to push it past that. Yeah. But you think it's just a partnership thing?
I think so, yeah.
Also, like, you don't want to work with the Saudis. You know what? Someone told me
too.
That now if they want to make a deal with a player, they have to go through the Saudi government. Like you don't go through the player and the agent anymore. They don't have any rights to any of their products. Yeah, you actually have to go through the team leader, which at the moment the team leader is the PIF.
That's nuts.
Concerning.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah,
but also they're like the next power play for the Live is actually the teams. Like once they merge, Callaway, Nike, maybe not Nike, Callaway, TaylorMade, Travis, all these brands are gonna go for these teams.
Right. We're a Titleist team. We're a
Titleist team. Like that's gonna be the next part. But none of the team captains are in it. It's all of whoever owns the team. Very weird. They're like, we've never negotiated like this, and it's really confusing.
That brings a new dynamic to golf. That's going to be interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And
it's
they're
going to be more like NFL.
Yeah.
Because like players are going to have to be forced to play X equipment.
Yep. And so I like talking to this gentleman who works in the golf industry. He was like, this is the first thing. He's like, I'm not pro Live, but the team part of it is actually probably the way that they become profitable. And I was like, my mind, like that emoji with the blowing up in my mind was like, that was a light bulb that went off. And I was like, that makes way too much sense financially.
It does.
Speaking of which, there's a Live event. Cole, you're pro Live.
Yeah.
Did you watch it this weekend?
No. I was working this weekend though. But would I have if I wasn't working? Probably not. But I'm pro. I just like someone throwing competition out there.
Yeah.
You know, give them
you
the
like
tour.
Someone stirring the pot.
Yeah.
I'm totally
give the tour
that.
a run for their money. If they're good enough, they should hold up against it. It's seeming like they might not be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Stin, did you watch much of it?
I just need to come to the United States so it can be on it. Like
that's very true. The hours were nuts.
Yeah.
We went, our whole last episode on this podcast was about Anthony Kim. That was like the main focus. Mm-hmm. And then he shot a final round 65. Yep. Granted, par 70, 6,700 yard course.
No pressure final round.
No pressure final round. What do you take from that?
I feel I owe Anthony Kim a slight apology. Slight apology. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see how he keeps doing. I hope he does well. I'm not rooting against him, but
so
we'll see.
You were more on the golf side of it. Like, I don't think he's going to do great. Golf-wise, like, he's overrated. Golf-wise, right? For me, I think his career is completely overrated, but my whole thing was, like, the hype side is overrated. I don't think he moves the needle more than we think. The amount of people who are like, I don't know who this guy is. Why do people care? But when he shot 65 and we woke up to it, the hype train was running.
It was back.
It was back. The steam was going choo-choo, and it was full. That train was flying.
And multiple group texts talking about the 65.
Multiple group texts, social media, people in my life who are like, who is this guy? Like, what the hell's going on? And people who are older who are like, Anthony Kim is back, da-da-da. Yep. And so I was like, maybe I was wrong about that. I owe him an apology on that. Maybe he does move the needle. My question is like, how does he get into a major? What does he do? Like, what does he
never get in a major?
He has no path to one.
Right. So is he just like, clearly not a lot of people are going to watch Live.
Well, unless he plays a lot of Asian Tour.
Asian Tour.
Yeah.
Asian Tour. He could play Asian Tour. They're combined. Yeah, that's true. Or if they come to the States and he's 2 off the lead. If he's 2 off the lead, I'm watching.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
100%.
So that's the road.
Yeah.
He's going to have to play better.
Yeah. I
But
think his hype will match his, like, if he's in the lead, the hype we're getting for his 65 will be
Amplified.
Yeah, amplified and definitely warranted. Like, we won't be questioning, is he good enough for us, for him to have this hype?
I think I was wrong on the hype part. Like, a lot of people were very excited. There's a buzz and excitement to golf that I haven't felt in a while.
I think it gave Liv the most, like, Liv finally has a nostalgia feel to it.
Yes. That's what, yes. There's a classic legacy feel to it.
Instead of just, like, the old guys who are pretty much retired and the young guys who want to make a buck. This is like that middle of the line guy who can be like, oh yeah, I remember him. Like, go Anthony.
He's
Kim.
kind of like all of it. He's ready to retire, but he needs a buck.
Yeah,
but he's also nostalgic and trying to play better because he needs more money.
And like he still has some in the tank,
right?
Unlike Pat Perez.
You know what's hard for me is, we joke about it, but he's hard to look at now.
He is really hard to look at.
He's really hard to look at. And I saw multiple discussions. I mean, half-assed internet research, Reddit, whatever, that there are videos of him popping up during, like, just before COVID, that he was at bars, he was at casinos, things like that. Even that old video that resurfaced, which was actually an old video when there was first rumors of him going back to live, that his face wasn't frozen on his left side. Right?
Yeah, I heard he had a stroke.
Is that what you heard?
Lost nerve.
That's
functions.
what it looks like.
But I think the stroke might have been from drugs.
Whatever the source is.
Yeah, but that's what I heard. It was a stroke.
It was a stroke. Is that what you heard too, Stin?
No, I just was making assumptions, and to me, it looks like he leans left when he goes down into the pile of cocaine.
Right. Which then should affect his nose, sure. He's got that. But his eye? This is getting into a little uncomfortable situation, but yeah, I don't know. The stroke, I could see that.
Right, yeah. Just lose nerve endings or whatever.
There's a real, like, story behind this. And if and when that comes out, that could be worth a lot for this live tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm more excited for the story of what's been going on the past decade than his play at all.
Yeah.
Like that. Just get to the story already.
Yeah. I mean, I remember in high school just hearing rumors about how he was driving around in his Lambo partying.
Right.
And this was like 2 years after he stepped away. So if he did that for 10, I'm sure he has some crazy things that happen throughout.
Sure. I think, really quickly, do you think this live experiment to pick up Anthony Kim was worth it or not?
I think so. Absolutely.
Stin?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I've come around on
how much did
the
they
hype
pay?
is there. So it very low. It seems like it's 5 to 10 million, which a couple of my friends were like, how does he only get 5 to 10 million? And I'm like, who are they competing against?
Yeah, I was going to say, no one else is giving him anything.
The whole PJ Tour thing, when they're like, he's signed between PJ Tour and Live, day one, I was like, and unfortunately I couldn't be here for that pod. I really want to make that point. That's a leverage play. No chance he was ever going to the PJ Tour.
No.
Because there's zero guarantee.
PGA Tour is not going to give him a signing bonus.
No, exactly. They may give him some sponsor starts.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
And he's going to miss the cut.
He'll get his max, like, what is it? 8 starts?
Yeah.
12 starts?
Yeah.
Sponsor exemption?
And then he'll miss the cuts. He'll still have to pay his caddy $1,500 minimum.
Yeah.
And then what? Go to the Corn Ferry?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's not happening.
No.
So at that point, he wouldn't even get into Corn Ferry. He would have to go through Q School from the beginning.
Yeah. What? See him at Saboba out here trying to qualify?
Whereas Live, they pay their caddies.
Yeah.
So that was never happening.
Wasn't that coming to an end, though, soon?
Paying caddies on Live?
Oh, you might be right.
Yeah, I thought
that may have come to an end.
I think that came to an end.
I think
they did that
right.
like first season or first two seasons.
You may be right. So I've always felt like the PJ Tour was just a leverage play. He was never going. He was always going to Live. And so there's no competition. So why pay someone more than you have to?
Yeah.
Why would he go to the PGA Tour?
There's nothing for him there. Yeah.
No.
But he has to have past champion status of some sort.
Deferred from an injury, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
Because
straight to Monday qualifiers.
I would
don't
think
know.
he'd be able to get into like the events he previously won.
He would have gotten into a ton of events.
Yeah.
He definitely would have gotten in events. Would he have made the cut? Probably not. No, especially not the way he's playing right now.
Yeah.
And now he's already gotten paycheck after paycheck.
Yeah, it would have been at least 2
$60,000
years before he really contended.
Right.
And by that point, you're probably going to run out of starts you're getting.
Yeah. So, well done, Liv.
Yeah.
Gotta give him a hand. All right, we'll take a break and we're gonna talk about the players.
Worst course ever.
What?
All right, this week we have the Players' Championship and going over our bets for the previous week at the Arnold Palmer. Kyle won his Sahith bet. He hit Sahith top 5. Yeah, top 5.
No, top 10.
Oh, no, top 10 that we bet for him.
Nico missed top 5.
I lost all my bets last week. Simon had a push that last week again. Josh, did you hit your bets last week?
No, I lost 1,000.
Oh, you lost your
Harris
bets
English, I had plus 140, and he shot 5 over the last day to miss top 20 by 1. He finished T21.
Oh, that is rough. Well, that's
He
what you
shot
get for
5 over
taking
the last
Harris
day.
English at
Dude, Harris English is a
API.
great ball striker.
And Nico is making a charge coming out of his like $2,500 hole. He's now at negative 708 on the year.
He was one stroke away, by the way, from winning
being even.
1,100. South top 5, $1,100, $200. That's 20. Oh, man.
He would have been
in the lead.
Yeah. No, Kyle's still in the lead.
Yeah. What's Kyle at?
2981.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, going over our numbers for the year this year. Kyle's at 2981 up. I am now down negative $321. Simon is still at plus 750. Josh is at 1753, and Nico is now in his resurging comeback at negative $708.
Nico's
Damn.
won 3 weeks in a row. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, it was $12 one of the weeks.
Wait, okay. I was saying he won 3 weeks in a row to beat this.
He won like $12, $20, like $900 last week.
No wonder the guy doesn't like gambling in real life.
He really doesn't. He really doesn't.
But this week for the players,
So why do you hate this golf course?
I don't like this golf course. I don't really like Pete Dye courses in general because a lot of good shots get punished. And like last week at the Arnold Palmer, if you hit a good shot, it doesn't get punished as severely. And what I mean by getting punished, like in Pete Dye courses, there's a lot of humps and mounds, and you can hit a hump or mound and it can really benefit you, or you can hit a hump and mound and it can really hurt you. And so that's why I think like it just doesn't reward good shots all the times, and it rewards bad shots sometimes as well.
What about St. Andrews?
I was gonna say that's every links course.
Yeah, but it's a different style of golf. Like that's
it's coming.
you're like expecting that. That is like what it's kind of what that style of golf is kind of about.
That's where you keep it low and kind of run it more there.
And that's why you get some weird big wins in
You get
the
old
Open.
guy
wins too.
Yeah, you just get kind of a lot of interesting people winning Opens.
You get a lot of variance in the British
yeah,
Open for sure.
Whereas like on the PGA Tour, you don't get a lot of variance, and like no one that's like 400th in the world is just going to step up and win the Players.
Yeah. That being said, going back to your theory of the best courses, the best players win.
Yeah,
The best players generally win the Players, no?
for the most part, yeah.
Especially for a 145-man field, like that leaves a lot of chance to variance, right?
Yeah, like Sergio's been robbed a lot of times here.
That's Sergio's life, if you ask him.
Yeah,
On the golf course, at least.
I mean,
What was the one he was complaining about? He's like, normally when it hits the flag, it just comes right down, but for me, it just goes off the green. Which one was that? Was that
I
Carnoustie?
remember that.
I think it was Carnoustie. He goes in that 4-man playoff. Is that where he went in the 4-man playoff? He was using the belly putter.
Yeah, this is so long ago.
Yeah.
He hit.
remember.
I think he lost to Patty again,
Yeah.
Harrington, and he hits the pin, and it ricochets sideways, goes long off the green. It's a 4-iron in the links golf course. Like,
And that's so painful.
yeah.
To be in a playoff to win a major.
Yeah.
And that happens.
But he hits the flag and it like hits the side of him and ricochets to the back of the green. He's like, anyone else, it hits the flag and it goes to a foot. But for me, it goes off the green.
Well, he pulled or pushed it at like an inch. It
Yeah.
would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. No, so going back to your...
Yeah, going back to just not really enjoying Pete Dye courses as just my opinion. If you
Yeah.
like Pete Dye courses, I have nothing against you, but I get it. Like, this is a excellent venue to host the PGA Tour's signature event or flagship event, whatever it is. And I think this is a great course for fans and a great course for people watching. But as far as the competition part of it, I think I would like to see a different place.
Yeah,
But
fair.
like you said, I do think the best player wins a majority of the time here.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for.
Kind of like Scotty Scheffler
Yeah.
last
I
year.
love Scotty Scheffler this year too,
Yeah.
especially after last week.
At the Players?
At the Players, yeah.
All right. You want to go into your bets?
I haven't got them yet, but I'll take Scotty Scheffler top 10 right now, safe bet, without even looking at it.
I mean, you're not getting great odds on
Yeah.
it.
I was
feel
going to
like that's
say,
like
what is...
negative
I think at
200.
this point, just the odds are so not great that
It's minus 140 for a top 10.
Oh, perfect. That's right inside the
that
number.
isn't the number. And it's kind of guaranteed.
I'm heaving everything on that. I'm just going to say it right now. I'm going to put out a first round leader for $1.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of everyone else just kind of leaves you flaccid, right? Like, it's just kind of like these guys can either finish in the top 20 or just completely eject and miss the cut.
Yeah. Or
Scotty's
if like,
the one guy who's like,
and like this course is very tee time. There's a big variance in tee times here.
yeah.
Morning, late always has a huge advantage here compared to late, early.
Also, it's such a tee shot golf course.
It is, yeah. And I feel
And
like
who's better off the tee?
Thursday morning is always so soft compared to the rest of the week here. Like, this is when Roberto Castro shot like nine under. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 9 under, 9 over, I think.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking of Patrick Reed at the Humana Challenge. Yeah, Roberto Castro went like 9.
He shot
Patrick
9.
Reed went 3 9-unders in a row
Yeah,
in the desert.
in the
one
desert,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, Roberto Castro went like 9 under, and he was even through 2.
Yeah, I think he shot 9 under,
Humana
80.
Challenge.
Pretty sure he shot 9 under, 81. So he went 63, 81, which would be 144, and that's
Yeah,
even
he
par.
went like course record and like barely made the cut.
Yeah, that's right. He was like fighting to make the cut.
Oh, that's funny. Should I go?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, whoever is ready with their bet, they can go because we didn't really have a lot of prep time.
I'll go. I'm taking no hole in one on 17 for minus 360.
It's got to be within plus 150 to minus 150.
Damn it. All right, let me come
That's
back.
just a
Even,
horrific odds.
Minus 200 would be like, okay. Why don't you take yes hole in one?
Plus 250, and I don't think there's going to be one. Doesn't matter how good the odds are if it's not going to hit.
Have something you like.
Ooh, I will take Will Zalatoris top 20 for plus 150.
That is a great
That's
bet.
pretty good.
He's in
back.
good form.
Yeah.
And I think last week, if you had to pick who got the least out of their rounds, probably Willie Z.
And his putting seems palatable.
Yeah, it's better.
nowadays.
And I just think he got in his head. He hit one shot that really stuck out to me just because I thought that was hilarious. He had gap wedge slightly downwind, over water, shallow part of the green at the silly golf course. Downwind 155, and it went long. And he's like, and he goes, "I'm not hitting sand wedge from 155, bro," is what he said. You could hear it on camera very audibly. And that got in his head. He hit it short for the rest of the week, or rest of the day, as long as it was like a breath of wind, like the firmness got to him.
Right.
And it's his fifth start. Like since he's been back since surgery.
Still calibrating.
right, yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing. Amazing story. Okay. You're allowed to take as many as you want, by the way.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Forgot
You
you
just
did
gonna
it a
stick with that?
different way. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. And then I want Sahith in here. I want Sahith.
You got a top 40 minus 115 bet.
For Sahith?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take him.
You're gonna take that?
Yep.
I love that. I'm going to go with my free bet. I got to get back to just being in the green. I'm going to take Jason Day, top 40. It's a 144-man field. He's won here before. I'm going to take Jason Day, top 40, minus 140. And this guy is still being so disrespected. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18th in odds. And that is Wyndham Clark, my new favorite golfer.
He is getting disrespected because he's been playing some good golf.
He's been playing great. He's the only guy who like kind of tried to put up a fight at this last week. And he's a winner this year. And yet he's this low in the odds. I'm going to take Wyndham Clark, top 30, plus 125. And I got one more.
Wyndham Clark is your Sahith.
He's my vice. I just love Wyndham.
I want to make an early prediction. Wyndham Clark is going to be USA's hero at the President's Cup.
Josh would be fapping if that.
I would love that.
He's going to be Captain America this year.
Yeah, Josh would be so rock hard.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I just love that he works the ball that hard left to right because that's how I play when I like don't practice. I'm like, I just know I could slice it.
Kiss the edge of that fairway and then let it work back.
The difference is it's like 70 ahead of where I would be, but I just think it's so cool when they. So you don't like that he moves the ball that much, Stin?
No, I do. It's just like you.
That's the way Bubba played.
You like really like him a lot.
I like that he looks normal and is moving 60 yards and 190 ball speed.
I think his swing is phenomenal.
Is that really very like playable for everyone else in the entire world? Absolutely not. Definitely not saying that. My last one is, there's so many names I like, but I'm going to take a Hideki Matsuyama, top 30, plus 100. Still disrespected for now. He was hanging in there last week. He won at Riv. They were even talking about, can he win 2 signature events in a row?
Back, yeah.
He's kind of back. That was my early season prediction that he'd be back. And top 30 plus 100 is pretty damn good odds.
I like that.
And he finished 5th here last year.
When Hideki's on, his iron play is better than anyone in history. I feel
really
like
good.
it's 2 feet no matter what.
That finish at Riv was that was amazing.
Yeah. And so I'm going to take Hideki Matsuyama, top 30 plus 100.
It's a good bet.
It's a lot of bets. Yeah.
Cole, hit us with your bad bet.
I mean, I feel like I already mentioned one of them.
Well,
it's got to be plus, right?
Plus 500.
I can't put like
plus 500.
Can't put like 20,000 on no hole in one for minus 360. Ooh, okay. I kind of like this bad bet. Cameron Young, top 10 plus 450.
I like that as well. We'll give it to you. He's been in pretty good form.
Good form, yeah.
Yep. I like that one.
All right, I'm gonna go. I was gonna go first round leader, but I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm going Justin Thomas, top 5 plus 500.
Wow.
Don't
How
like
about that?
Yeah. Justin Thomas has been in good form recently.
Yep.
He's almost won here in previous years, and he's kind of coming back into form.
I like how last week I was like, JT's so back. And as soon as I say that, just put the curse on him. Went like 6 over in his last like back 9 or something. All right, my bad bet is going to be the kid, Nick Dunlap.
That's a bad bet. Before you even say the odds.
He's been playing better.
He's trending. He's getting his feet.
Top 30 is plus 500. I think a big part of the growing pains for him is he won the American Express. Easier golf course, a lot of wedges. He's like, this is perfect. It's a dartboard. Greens are slightly firmer. We just throw this wedge in there. We got a little weather earlier that week too. I don't think he's ever seen courses this rough, this long, greens that fast, other than maybe when he played LA Country Club.
He's played junior players. They
don't play it that fast. They played the course, but he's never seen courses this firm and fast and rough that long.
Yeah.
And every time he has, he's kind of blown up.
There's no rough at the players.
I know, but just in general. Like, I just mean throughout the year.
In the events he's played.
Like, that's why he struggled so much this year so far, because the one he won was
Palmer.
easier. Yeah.
Right. And then he went straight to Pebble and Monterey. Yeah.
And he struggled at the U.S. Open because he probably hasn't seen courses like that. He's played a little better on a Palmer. He's been playing better. I think he's getting more used to it. And you're right. There's not a lot of rough here at the Players. He's a good driver of the ball. And I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah. And you're right. He would have played it in AJGA.
Yeah.
He knows the golf
he's
course.
probably
Yeah.
played 5-6
he
times.
knows the golf course. And so I'm going to take the kid. Top 30 plus 500.
I like that.
That's-
I love a bet on the kid.
Yeah, that's. I don't know if I like that at all.
I love it.
I do love a bad bet that's top 30.
I mean, MC is right around the corner for this
It is. It is. And this is why it's the bad bet.
What's he at for top 20? I might take that.
Ooh, you want to? Oh, really?
Yeah, throw me in for Dunlap top 20. I don't care what it is.
Like plus 800, plus 900,
Yeah, that's what it's starting to sound like. Nick Dunlap, where's the
maybe
kid?
plus 750.
Nico told me to get 200 of his dollars. I want it all on that.
Plus 900.
Beautiful. I'll take it.
We'll give that to Nico if he hits it.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
give that to Nico.
Yeah.
All right, let's allocate our money. So,
Okay.
Josh, where are you putting it all?
I'm going to put 300 each. Man, am I really going to put $100 on the kid? Yes, I am. I'm going to put $300 on Hideki Matsuyama plus 100 top 30. I'm going to put $300 on Wyndham Clark top 30 plus, or was it? Sorry, give me 1 second. Plus 125. And I'm going to put another $300 on Jason Day minus 140 top 40 and $100 on the kid Nick Dunlap plus 500.
I wish you the best this week.
Thank you. I mean, just as typical fashion, they're probably just going to all cancel each other out.
All right, Cole, go ahead.
All right. So I got 200 of Nico's money on Nick Dunlap.
That will give it to you for free.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, a little
Nick
Bovada
Dunlap top
special.
20 plus 900.
just
All
like
right.
how Kyle had 200 on Sahith
Yep.
last week. Nico gets 200 on.
We should call this the My Bookie special if you leave. If you're like, feel like no, when I'm gone next week, just automatic Wyndham Clark.
Yeah.
I know what you want. You want Wyndham Clark like top 10 or
Yeah.
top 20 for 200.
I get $1,000 to spread out there?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll put, I love the Cameron Young bet. I'm going to put 400 on him at plus 450 for a top 10.
Oh, that's some real love.
And then I think I only had 3 other ones. I guess I'll just spread them out amongst that. 300 on Will Zalatoris at plus 150. And then I had Sahith top 40 at minus 150. Another 300 on that.
Okay.
I think just go with the gut,
That's right.
Great.
All my eggs in 3 baskets.
Love it.
All right, I'm going 900 on Scotty Scheffler top 10 minus 140. Or top 10, sorry.
Top 10. Yeah.
Top 10. And $100 on JT top 5 plus 500.
Wow. That's
I'm trying to, I just want to get a win with Scotty, and if Justin
Yeah,
Thomas,
if it hits, it hits.
if I get a bonus win there, I'll take it.
Great.
That should get me back in a little bit of green.
Right.
Do you guys have any honorable mentions left over?
I mean,
Actually,
we got a million
no
on this.
hole in one minus 360.
that no hole in one that deserves better odds than
Minwoo
that.
Lee played great here last year.
'Cause This is a wedge.
On 17. Yeah.
I'm gonna go honorable mention Xander to win.
Okay.
Xander seems to answer the call in the biggest events.
He
and
does.
He
He seems to answer the call to like, hey, can you get a top 8? Not so much can
maybe
you
like a
answer the
top
call.
3.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hasn't won in a while, and his game actually hasn't been in the greatest form. But
If there's ever a week.
yeah, if there's ever
Yeah.
a week,
I do. I mean, I don't hate that.
this
I can
is
see
when
him winning a player.
This is
Yeah,
when
sure.
like the big time players show up, and so
I can see it.
He's got to show up.
I think
can see
Max Homa is another honorable mention.
He played well here last year.
Yeah.
He hasn't been playing well this year, but
He's been playing really bad this
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
another
Kinda
one that
shocked.
it's that one video of him being way underneath.
Homa?
yeah.
That's when I knew.
Yeah, you can't hit his fade anymore.
Yeah,
it's not fading.
it's not fading.
It's just starting right and just staying right.
Yep. No, I think I don't have anything. This whole field can be an honorable mention with how big the field is. but-
Yeah.
Do we? Okay, really quickly, just the whole. What should we call this?
What is this?
I'm trying to think of what this is. Shrink the game gate, shrink gate, where Wyndham and Rory are like would love the tour to be 100 members.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't hate that, to be honest.
It's already 200 members, and
You
probably 100 of them don't deserve to be there. Like I think when people heard that, they're like, they think there's 700 members on this tour. Technically, there's 200 or one.
only 125 keep
75.
their card.
It's just like basketball.
Yeah.
You know, there's only
Yeah. So then if it's 125 keep their card, you probably do 75 and then 25 from the Corn Ferry. It's not as small.
What comes off the Corn Ferry right now?
30.
30.
Be 25.
yeah, top 75
Yeah.
keep your card.
Top 75 keep your card. Top 25 on the Corn Ferry move into the PGA Tour.
Yeah, and then whatever other
Yeah.
special exemptions are out there from
Exactly. So
from
sponsor
2-year
exemptions.
winners and yeah.
Right. So
It would end up being like 120 player membership.
that's where I'm like,
I'd be okay with that.
that what they're saying was not as ridiculous as it may have sounded at face value.
And I also think it'll make the tour more competitive because
For sure.
there's a lot of guys that just it's not by no means is it easy to retain your card, but there's a lot of guys that just keep a card forever and never win, and no one really knows who they are, and no one really cares to watch them.
Yeah, you get rack up a lot of 28th places.
Yeah, the direction the
years.
game is going, it's all about the best players.
And also, if you're going to have these opposite field events, you're going to have a lot of like, you can do something where you have a Monday qualifier, and instead of 3 people getting in these Mondays qualifiers, you let like 8 people in.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Yeah,
can't
because your
believe
field size wouldn't be as taken up by
Yeah.
those members. So
I
the
can't
Monday
believe
qualifiers wouldn't be much of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
We have to shoot 62 to get in.
Monday qualifiers are semi-ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they are. It's
18
crazy.
holes.
It's whoever gets hot. You have to go
it's
after every pin.
It's a putting contest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you let in like 10 people who qualify or whatever, like, you know, there's ways around it. And I don't think, I just keep coming back to like the number 100 sounds tiny, but it's not that far off from the number it is right now.
No, not
It's
at
not.
all.
It really isn't.
I mean,
And
you're-
that bottom 100, they're not really getting
And-
much playing opportunities as it is.
What's the field size of a Toyota Tour Cup or an AJGA?
We have 300 members on Toyota Tour Cup.
But like, let's say a Toyota Tour Cup tournament.
Tournament, 90 boys and girls. So 57 boys, 33 girls.
There you go. Why does a tournament need 144 people?
Yeah, I mean,
and
only
156 in some of these events.
only 60 are playing on the weekend.
Yeah, like just make it cap it at 100 people.
Yeah.
That's not that bad of an idea.
And it's still competitive. Like,
very competitive.
your top 20 is still going to be playing incredibly well.
Yes.
And you get more of the people that people want to see on coverage.
Yes.
And you're not going to have as many groups where no one wants to watch.
Yes.
And it's just blind coverage for 3 tee times.
And then you don't get like it's frost delay. Now we're definitely going to have to finish the second round at the crack ass of dawn.
Almost every tour event, the first 2 months, they have to do early morning starts to finish the first 2 rounds.
Yeah. And the greens get screwed up. I mean, there's so many benefits to it in my mind. Like it doesn't, and the numbers just, I keep coming back to it. The numbers just not as jarring as you think. Like we're pretty close to 100 already.
Yeah.
If you make that leap, it cleans up so many things in my opinion. Like the greens being bad, the weather delays, like totally ruining the scheduling of the rest of the week. Like you could have an hour rain delay and still be able to finish the tournament
And
or
coverage.
round.
You could just start later, and then people on West Coast,
Yes.
East Coast, easier viewing.
And Liv's functioning just fine with 50 guys.
Exactly. So, I just want to throw that in there. I don't think that's that bad of a call.
Yeah, it didn't shock me that much.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh,
Yeah.
It's like, he's right. Like, you want to make the tour an elite league, make it an elite league.
And it'll make guys work harder,
Yeah.
which is, it'll push the level of play. And whenever the level of play is improving, everyone's happy.
And the money you're paying out to those bottom finishers, you can just put towards the Corn Ferry for the ones who didn't make it.
It's actually a great idea.
Yeah. It spreads the
That's
money out better
actually
too.
a really
Yeah.
good idea. Yeah.
I think so too. I think it
you can
solves a
actually
lot
make
of,
a living on the Corn Ferry.
yeah. I think it solves a lot of like little issues.
Yeah.
Little big issues.
And it makes these signature events less like exclusive almost
Yeah.
if you have a smaller membership.
Yeah.
You know, a higher percentage will be getting into those, and it'll be less controversial that they're having them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these are a lot of solid points.
Oh, Jay, you have 3 new employees. Advisory committee right here.
Yep.
I wish all you guys the best, but I wish myself a little bester. And we'll take a break and be right
Bester.
back.
We're back with the leaderboard. This is our version of the draft. And this week, Austin Amaya has a topic for the leaderboard. Austin, what is the topic of the leaderboard?
This week, we are going your best bespoke golf brands.
Can I get a definition on bespoke?
Bespoke would be like smaller, unheard of things, companies that are trying to find their way into the limelight, you could say.
Right.
Maybe produce a really good product that's better than the retail brands that are more known.
Sure. Okay. Great.
Maybe produce a little higher quality product because they're like made out of a garage or something like that. They're handmade most of the time, or the products are
like
made.
like Warrior Golf.
Don't even know what that is, but yeah, that would make sense.
On the Golf
Oh,
Digest
yeah,
commercial.
You get the free hybrid if you order a wedge.
These are like they're not mass producing products, essentially.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
And whoever, I can start or
Go
I
for
can
it,
hand it
yeah.
off. I'm going to go with my first one, National Custom.
Okay.
National Custom is an iron making brand.
Yep.
They grind every iron by hand. They can basically make any design, shape, bounce, leading edge you want. Basically, like if you have a favorite set of irons that you liked growing up, they can remake those exact same set of irons.
And they don't have two iron sets that are the same. They don't.
Everything is made to order.
They're made to order. Yep.
Nothing is just made. They don't have like a stock MB.
Yeah.
You could say.
Could they make a big, junky, hollow P790 style iron?
They do. I've seen it actually.
That's pretty sick. No,
They can
do
literally
great
make
work.
anything. And the two grinders that they have are Don White and Mike McCoy.
Yeah.
Don White was with McGregor for a lot of the years, or in the 80s and 70s, 80s, and 90s. He was probably famous for making pretty much every major champion's irons.
Club making legend.
In the 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Probably most famously Jack Nicklaus. But I mean, he's worked on everyone from Nick Faldo to Greg Norman, all the greats, basically.
All right.
All right. For my first one, I'm going to go with Iomic.
Which is?
Famous for making putter grips.
Yes.
And growing up, if you didn't have a white Iomic putter grip at some point in your life, you were a loser. You didn't know how to play the game.
Very colorful grips.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, they had every color, and it just had this kind of like, not like rubbery leather feel to it that was very tacky.
They're
and
made of
nice.
latex.
Latex. That's what
Very
it is.
sharp edges too.
Yeah.
Unless you got the large one.
Unless you get the large one, they're quite rounded.
Because I got the large one like one time, and I was like, man, this is like
Really
fucked.
round,
This is
yeah.
not the right grip I wanted.
Patrick Reed uses it
Still,
to this day. Yep. Yep.
that's him trying to be cool.
They made full swing grips too that I actually really liked. They're very sticky.
They did,
They
yeah.
did,
They
yeah.
would
It
was
get
called the
super
sticky.
tacky.
It was
yeah.
called Sticky
Yeah.
2.3 or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like
they-
the more you used it, the tackier it got.
They did not last long.
No.
The iron grips.
And they
Or
were
the club grips.
expensive too.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like $20 a grip before grips were $20.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually had a full set of Iomic grips, and I had different colors for the clubs. And then it came to a point where like people knew which club I hit by what color grip I had, which is very
You're giving away too many hints.
which is very strange. I wouldn't recommend anyone do that.
Yeah, they're the first ones to like bring colored grips to
Yeah.
the market, really.
Yeah, and they were good grips. They're
Yeah,
good
and they've
grips.
they've really fizzled off.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I still use this black Iomic grip with all the pattern. Like, you know what I'm talking about? The deep etched one. The-
Yeah.
Oh,
the,
yeah, yeah.
the little
Uh-huh.
softer one.
Yeah, I do still really like it.
Yeah, those grips are they make a good grip.
They make a
Yeah.
good grip. Good pickle. I'm going to go with one that is quite obvious. I am an obvious fanboy of Manners Golf clothing. And, your golf is a game to be explored.
You are the best spokesperson for them. I'll give you that.
I love them, which is great just because I mean, hopefully no one at Callaway listens to this. I am also with Callaway. I am way more bullish on Manners just because Callaway's already established, and it's just fun and cool to see. Like I just realistically don't know if I'll be good friends with every single person who works at Callaway Topgolf,
Right.
and I'm good friends with every single person who works at Manners because it's 5 people.
Yeah, all the guys at Manners are solid dudes.
They're great.
Yeah.
They're great. So Manners Golf, and then number 2. There's this small club company called Tacomo, and they are buying up all of the influencers. Like they just signed the Bryan Bros.
I know which iron you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
When I went on my first Manners shoot, Tacoma built Manners a custom set of blades. Weirdly enough, they're like, oh, here are some blades. Let me put some KBS regular 110 shafts in them. So they're like really weird whippy shafts with the blades. But man, the shape was great. The balance was great. Felt really good. I was very, very impressed with their irons. Hit the cowbacks, backs, very impressed with them. They're tiny. They'll, to be frank, the Tacoma guy is very nice. Hopefully he doesn't hear this. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know. Like they're just spending money over the top to outpay Callaway's contract to get the Bryan Bros and things like that. And I'm like,
Yeah, it seems like their marketing budget is just endless.
and like they're direct to consumer product. Their irons are $600 for
a good price.
4-through pitching wedge set instead of $1,500-$1,600 what it is now for, let's say, a TaylorMade Callaway. They make good irons. Their profit margins can't be large. They don't sell at any stores. How much money can they be making and how much compared to how much they're spending? It's a very worrisome proposition in my mind. But great clubs.
Okay, I was confused for a second. I didn't know if you actually liked this brand or
I
disliked
like
this
them.
brand.
I like their clubs. I like what they're doing. I don't get what they're really going for at the end of the day, but good product. Okay. If you guys want a cheaper set of irons, I have no problem telling you to get a set of Tacomos. For sure.
Cool.
For sure. Yep.
Is it me next?
Back to
Or is
Cole.
it Cole? Yeah.
Oh, okay. For my second one, I'm going to do an out-of-business putter company by the name of Yes.
Oh,
Famous
yes,
for the
go.
Sea Groove putter.
Yes.
And they had a putter back in the day that I fell in love with called the Rachel. All their putters had girl names, and this one in particular, Rachel, was a beaut. She was like this bronze, like brushed.
The motion you're making is quite.
Yeah, a bronze brush. It was like one of those like Newport 2.5 shafts.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
the little, that part. Oh,
the
she
flow
was
neck.
Yes, the flow. Gorgeous.
They see the same putter that Fitzpatrick putts with right now.
The
But-
Fitzpatrick
yeah.
but prettier.
used the Tracy 2 forever.
Yeah.
Like literally the only putter he used. And then
Betnardi.
when the patent was over for the Sea Groove, the Yes Sea Groove, as soon as the patent was over, they made one just like it, and now he uses it.
Yep. It literally looks just.
It looks just like the same
just
colorway,
like it, yep.
Silver on the top, dark gray on the back. Odyssey did a copy of it that I'm still trying to get my hands on.
A Sea Groove?
Not a Sea Groove. Just
okay.
like
the shape of the head.
the shape
the
of
Stroke
Tracy.
Lab 3 with the top line.
Oh, I know what you're
Great
talking
I'm
about.
still working on that, but great putters. Oh my god, great putters. I mean, when we were kids, everyone at least.
I played my
dabbled.
best, probably my best summer ever with the Yes putter.
The face felt incredible.
Yeah.
Forget the
Sea
roll
Groove
technology.
really was a great pop to it.
The face, it had this click to it. That sound, the audible.
So it wasn't a
great.
milled putter; it was a cast putter.
Yes,
Yeah.
with the grooving on it, but it would like click in a way that was like felt incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a picture somewhere. I have a picture using it, and like I look back on that picture, like I wish I still had that putter.
Yeah. Retief Goosen, 2 U.S. Opens in a row with the Yes Tracy.
I know he was using Yes. No.
He was using a Yes Tracy with, it was a wild double bend gooseneck face balance blade.
What the heck?
Called the Tracy, yeah. So it was a double bend gooseneck, regular Newport 2 looking head. But I'm sure he liked the blade look.
Yeah.
But wanted the straight back, straight through feel of a mallet. In comes the Tracy with some roll technology. And that's how you win U.S. Opens.
I remember you had the Jenny for a little.
That's what it was.
the one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Jenny was nice.
All black.
The flow neck
Yep.
with the, it's almost like a circa 62
Yeah.
copy. Great putters.
That putter had me beat, or helped me beat Hagestad in a playoff for
nice.
SCGAM one time to get into match play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The legend Stuart Hagestad. Mm-hmm. You know?
Or not SCGA. It was SCGA match play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hard one to get into. It was only 32.
Yeah. And they already had 8 spots filled, I think.
No, they had 20. There's 8 qualifiers.
That's what it was. Yeah.
No,
only
this
24.
was in the championship.
Yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
saying even just to get in the tournament, it's 24.
to get in the match play.
24 exempt, and then they had
that
8
was
qualifiers.
That was easy. I hit my first shot out of bounds and still qualified.
All right, Sid.
My next one is very near and dear to my heart. Helps you perform better, helps you focus better.
Wait, can I guess?
No, let me just.
Okay, go ahead.
You're probably right though.
Go for it.
Well, I actually want.
You gonna say the Q-Link necklace?
Oh no!
I thought you were going to say our circle friend.
Yep. You can use this accessory as a putting cup in practice sometimes, and that is Zins.
The Zins.
And a ball marker.
They
And
are
a
on the
ball
way.
marker too. Yeah.
The ball marker. Do you remember the Q-Link? Do you know what I'm talking about? They're talking about the
Describe it again?
necklace that would like make your
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's like make you less nervous.
make you less nervous. Yeah.
Was that like those bracelets that
That
help
too,
your
that
balance?
sounds- that
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
similar. Yeah,
Wait, are you sure it's the Q Link or the Q Lock?
Well, they had a necklace and they had a
They had a wristband too, right?
Yeah.
It's like a Tryon Z.
Yeah. Yes.
I remember. People would like try to pull me over.
Yeah.
Now try to pull me over after they put the bracelet on.
All right. Stin, your last one.
All right, my last one is gonna have to be Artisan Golf.
Yeah. Good one.
Artisan
Good one.
Golf, kind of another brand like National Custom. Although they do, I believe, have a generic set of irons.
Yeah. Much more well known.
Yeah, a little bit more well known. Mike Taylor is their club maker who was with Nike forever, designed Tiger's irons or helped Tiger design his irons while he was at Nike, and a bunch of other players, I'm sure. And yeah, they just make an awesome club, awesome wedges.
Agreed.
And they don't even need to get into the wood space because their irons and wedges are world class.
And it's not his passion. Like Mike Taylor is much more of an iron guy.
Yeah, he's
And
a grinder.
He sticks
Yeah.
with what he loves. He sticks with grinding irons exactly how people want it.
Mm.
Yeah. Cool. Your last one?
For my last one, it's not really a brand. It is the Transfusion,
Oh, that's a good one.
a drink that is almost exclusive to golf
Yes.
courses. I've tried ordering at just regular bars, and they never know what it is. I have to explain it to them.
and
and
when
then-
they make it right, it's a hit. Everyone loves
It's
it.
delicious. It's
It's so
refreshing.
good.
Yeah.
There's like almost a hint of spice to it, and yet it's still chilling. It's a wonderful drink. But when you go to a bar that's outside of a golf course, you have to tell them what to make, and then they never have grape juice.
It's
Do you want-
crazy. Yeah, they never do.
They
No
never
one has
do.
grape juice.
Do you want to tell about how for Kyle's birthday when we played at a golf course, your alternative because they didn't have grape juice?
Yeah, their alternative was grape Gatorade, which was more like blue raspberry Gatorade.
And you were like, sure.
I was like, it's just a splash.
Yeah.
It is more for coloring. The grape juice is very important to the transfusion, I've learned. Because I took about 3 sips, let everyone try it, and was still like, I'm not touching this.
It was terrible.
It was awful.
It was also like
It was blue.
it was the blue like diet Gatorade, the
Yeah.
G2, and it was just like, what is this thing?
It was one of the most shocking things I've ever seen you do, and that's throw away a drink.
I couldn't finish it.
It was bad.
That was.
I tried offering it to everyone. I'm like, does anyone want this? I'm like, all right.
No, you didn't. You just threw it away.
I offered it to like at least 4 people.
You didn't offer it to me. I would have taken it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, next time.
Next time, yeah.
Next time I'll buy a horrible drink and give it to you.
Well, I mean, it was just like Gatorade vodka. I could do that. If you say horrible drink, you might give me like your Campari on the rocks or something.
Bar on
Maybe
the
like-
Rocks is nice, dude.
Yeah, you won't be giving that away either.
No, that thing's gone.
Where that stems from, Cole, we were at an all-inclusive resort for my wedding, and it's like the second day. We were there for 4 or 5 days, and it's the second day, and he starts ordering Campari on the rocks.
With dinner. Pairs well.
Just Campari.
Wow.
It's good.
It's
Once you get a
disgusting.
taste for it, it's delicious.
You'd have the red tongue the rest of the trip.
And he threw that Gatorade vodka
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
how
he'll
bad
just-
it was.
Do
He'll
not
go-
let them substitute the grape juice in your
With
transfusion.
diet G2 blue Gatorade.
I would if they had said like we don't have grape juice but we have Campari, that probably would have been delicious.
That's wild. All right, I'm gonna go with my last pick. Let me know if this qualifies. The lab putter, too big?
No, I don't think they're.
I think
too
it's
big.
still niche.
I
enough.
think it.
Yeah, they're not in any stores. They're not at retail.
Yeah, lab putters.
They're at no bogeys, but we're a small
Yeah,
store.
yeah. I will take a lab putter,
It's a good pick.
but they're taking it by storm. Like everyone's using them.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some technology, some weighting,
I'm
whatever.
a believer in the technology.
What's stopping them from every company coming in over the top and making one just like it?
The patent.
I don't think they have a patent.
They do.
How do you patent weighting?
It says it's like on the bottom of the putter, it has the patent.
You can patent a design, which includes the weighting, but there are ways around.
There's ways around it.
If it's a generic enough patent, there are ways around it. It might take a tailor-made type company 2 years to get around it, but that's shorter than 10-year patent or however.
I'm worried that they're gonna get drowned out.
I think they will.
Yeah.
I think Odyssey or they'll get bought out.
Yeah.
They should. Yeah, some big company should offer them something already.
So yeah, and if they don't, they'll just kind of find a way around the patent.
There's too many tour players that are ending up with them.
Yes, and so I just think all these companies are gonna be like, let's just make something as close to similar as that, with sponsor money or whatever it may be, and now we'll just drown them out.
It's just so ugly.
That's my concern.
The mallet is gross looking.
The mallet is the big boy.
Yeah.
Is a big boy.
Someone tried to get me to use that in like 2012, and I refused just out of looks.
My roommate used it, and like it is I didn't know what part of the putter to look at.
Yeah, and the grip, I don't like the way the
grip.
I mean, I'm sure that's part of
the grip.
I think it's part of the weighting.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like USGA is going to ban that grip.
Think so?
I
maybe.
don't think so.
I don't know.
I think they would.
I mean, I hate those putters. Yet I will give them my last pick. What is this called?
Bespoke.
Bespoke golf companies. Well, that was the
Cole.
leaderboard. That was the Bad Bounce podcast. What were you gonna say?
I said thank you, Cole.
Yeah, thanks for having me, boys.
Thank you, Cole, for coming on such short notice.
Oh yeah,
like a nurse.
I mean, it wasn't that short. I found out about it yesterday.
That's all right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.